It's 3 in the morning. Your calf suddenly seizes. A knot of pain so sharp it rips you from sleep, and you stumble across the bedroom, gasping, gripping your leg. You've probably blamed it on dehydration, on sleeping wrong, on working out too hard the day before. But here's what most people don't realize. That cramp is not random. It's a message, a desperate chemical message. Your body is screaming for one of the most overlooked minerals in modern nutrition, magnesium, and the cramping is just the beginning. Your body sends you 9 strange, specific, unmistakable signals when its magnesium reserves start running dry. Signals most doctors miss. Signals most patients explain away. Signals that, if you learn to read them, can rewrite your energy, your sleep, your mood, and your heart health. Starting this week. Here is the truth the medical establishment rarely says out loud. Nearly half of all adults in developed nations are not getting enough magnesium. Not close, not even in the same zip code as the daily requirement. And the consequences, they don't show up on standard blood tests, because only about 1% of your body's magnesium lives in your blood. The rest, 99% of it, sits quietly inside your bones, your muscles, your nerves, and every single one of your cells. Think of magnesium as the spark plug of your biology. Without it, over 300 enzymatic reactions simply cannot fire. Your heart cannot beat cleanly. Your muscles cannot relax. Your brain cannot calm. Your sleep cannot deepen. This is not a supplement industry talking point. This is biochemistry. And today, we're going to walk through the 9 strangest warning signs your body sends when it's desperately begging for this one forgotten mineral. Before we get into the signs, you need to understand why magnesium deficiency has become so common. 2 generations ago, the soil our food grew in was rich in minerals. Today, industrial farming has stripped that soil bare. A cup of spinach in 1950 contained far more magnesium than the same cup grown today. Add processed foods, which contain almost none. Add chronic stress, which burns through magnesium like a bonfire burns through dry kindling. Add caffeine, alcohol, and certain medications that flush it straight out through your kidneys, like a leaky pipe draining a reservoir. The result? Even people eating what they believe is a healthy diet can be running on empty. And your body, being the brilliant survival machine that it is, does not stay silent. It sends signals, weird ones, specific ones, signals you may have been ignoring for years. Let's decode them now. Sign 1, the midnight calf cramp. We opened with this one because it is the most famous. When magnesium runs low, your muscles lose their ability to fully relax. Calcium floods in to contract the muscle, but magnesium is what tells it to let go. Without enough magnesium, the release signal never comes. So the muscle locks. Hard. Usually at night, when your body is naturally cooler and circulation slows. If you're waking up with charley horses, or your toes curl inward uncontrollably, or your feet cramp when you stretch in bed, your muscles are not misbehaving. They're running out of magnesium. Sign 2, the phantom eye twitch. You're standing at the bathroom mirror, and suddenly your lower eyelid starts fluttering like a tiny insect wing. It lasts a few seconds, or sometimes a few days. Most people blame stress or screen time. Partly true. But what's actually happening is that the tiny motor nerves controlling your eyelid are misfiring, like faulty electrical wiring throwing off sparks. Magnesium stabilizes those nerves. When it drops, the signal goes erratic. A twitching eyelid is one of the earliest and most under-recognized whispers of deficiency. Sign 3, wired, tired, and wide awake at 2 a.m. You crawl into bed exhausted. Your body feels heavy, but the moment your head hits the pillow, your mind won't stop. Or worse, you fall asleep easily, then jolt awake at 2 or 3 in the morning and can't get back down. Magnesium is your body's master anchor for the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. It activates GABA, the calming neurotransmitter. Without it, your brain cannot drop into deep sleep. Cortisol creeps up in the early hours, and you wake up feeling like you fought a war in your dreams. Sign 4, a low hum of anxiety. You can't explain, not panic attacks, not trauma, just a restless, buzzing unease that follows you through the day, a tightness in your chest when nothing is wrong, an inability to truly exhale. Magnesium regulates your stress response like a dimmer switch on a too bright lamp. When magnesium is low, that dimmer gets stuck on high. Your HPA axis, the hormonal highway between brain and adrenals, fires cortisol on a hair trigger. Everything feels slightly too loud, too fast, too much. Sign 5, a fatigue that sleep does not fix. This one is subtle, and this one is crucial. Magnesium is required for your cells to produce ATP, the molecule that is energy. Every single mitochondrion in your body needs magnesium to turn food into fuel. When levels drop, your cells literally cannot make enough power. You drink coffee, you nap, you try adaptogens. Nothing works, because the problem isn't laziness, it isn't your thyroid, it isn't your age. It's that the factory floor inside your cells is missing its most essential cofactor. Sign 6, tension headaches and migraines that won't lift. Studies, real peer-reviewed studies, have shown that people who suffer from chronic migraines often have significantly lower magnesium levels in their blood and brain tissue. Magnesium relaxes blood vessels. It calms overactive nerve signaling. It blocks a pain-amplifying receptor called NMDA. When magnesium is low, blood vessels constrict and then rebound. Nerves fire pain signals with no break. A band of pressure wraps around your skull, and no painkiller seems to reach the root. Sign 7, sluggish digestion that won't move. Here's one nobody wants to talk about. Your intestines are a long, intelligent muscle, and like every muscle in your body, they need magnesium to contract and release rhythmically. When deficiency sets in, that rhythm slows. Things back up. You feel bloated, heavy, stuck. Magnesium also pulls water into the intestines, softening what's there. This is why magnesium citrate has been used for decades as a gentle remedy. If your gut feels like a clogged machine, the missing part may be a mineral. Sign 8, heart flutters, skipped beats, and a pounding pulse. Pay attention to this one. Your heart is the most magnesium-hungry organ in your body, tied only with your brain. Magnesium controls the electrical rhythm of every heartbeat, working in a careful duet with calcium and potassium. When magnesium drops, the rhythm can stutter. You might feel a flutter in your chest, a skipped beat, a sudden pounding for no reason. In serious cases, clinically diagnosed arrhythmias. If your cardiologist can't find structural damage, the answer may be chemical, and it may be deficiency. Sign 9, relentless cravings, especially for chocolate. Here is a fascinating one. If you find yourself standing in the kitchen at 10 p.m., reaching compulsively for dark chocolate, your body may not be weak-willed. It may be wise. Dark chocolate is one of the richest natural sources of magnesium on Earth. Your brain remembers this. When reserves drop, your craving centers light up specifically for magnesium-rich foods. Salt cravings can signal the same thing, the adrenals burning through minerals during chronic stress. The cravings are not a character flaw, they are a signal. So what do you actually do? First, food. Food always comes first. The richest sources of magnesium are dark leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, pumpkin seeds, almonds, cashews, black beans, avocados, and, yes, dark chocolate above 70% cacao. Build 2 of these into every day. That alone moves the needle. Second, reduce the drain. Cut back on processed foods, moderate your caffeine and alcohol. Manage your stress through breath work, walking, and sunlight. Because magnesium leaves your body every time your nervous system goes into fight or flight. Third, consider supplementation, but do it intelligently. Not all magnesium is equal. Magnesium glycinate is calming and excellent for sleep and anxiety. Magnesium citrate is excellent for digestion. Magnesium malate supports energy. Magnesium threonate crosses the blood-brain barrier and supports cognition. Start low, around 200 milligrams. See how your body responds over 2 weeks. Adjust from there with your doctor's guidance. If even 2 of these 9 signs sound like your life, your body is not broken. It is not weak. It is simply asking, clearly, repeatedly, for a mineral it has not been getting. Listen to it, feed it, reduce what drains it, and watch what happens over the next 30 days. The cramps fade, the eye stops twitching, the sleep deepens, the anxiety softens. You do not become someone new. You become who you already were underneath the deficiency. If this helped you see your own body with fresh eyes, subscribe. Share this with the friend who always complains about cramps at midnight. Leave a comment telling me which of the 9 signs hit closest to home. And remember, this channel exists because you show up. Medical disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and does not replace personalized medical advice. If you have a diagnosed heart condition, kidney disease, or take prescription medications, please consult your physician before starting any new supplement, including magnesium. Your health is yours to steward with knowledge and with care.